If you haven't already closed down the eyes, please soften your gaze or close the eyes for a few minutes, maintaining a comfortable seat. And gently begin your 3-part breath, inhaling into the belly, a little bit further up eventually, all the way to the top, and allowing the exhalation to be smooth and long as well. And if a count of 3 or a count of 6 as you inhale is suitable, then internally, gently introduce that count. And see if this same count, same tempo is appropriate for your exhalation as well. Encouraging the breath to be longer, but without strains, without pushing. Gentle, smooth, long inhalation. Gentle, smooth, long exhalation. No need to stop between the different parts. Just a little longer. Gently release that breath. And as you return to a natural breath, find a lying position and notice how the breath is in this position. Just see if the breath can be equal on inhalation, equal on exhalation. Cedric will demo for you today. See if the idea of inviting a practice that supports you in removing obstacles is appropriate. Okay. If you haven't already, introduce an exhalation that feels as long as your inhalation. And if you're not sure how long that could be, I will begin to count. Feel free to ignore my count and adjust to your own breath. So please exhale completely. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Please inhale 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Exactly. Can you continue with that same inhalation for 4 and exhalation for 4 for another couple of rounds? And whenever it feels most appropriate, simply bend the knees. Continue inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. So do not lose the breath and simply bend the knees and put your feet on the floor. Good. Continue breathing, inhalation and exhalation. 4 in, 4 out. Inhale for 4. Exhale, bring the knees towards the chest. Inhale here. Lower your knees towards the right side without touching the floor. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left, no touching the floor. Good. Inhale to center for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the right for 4, 2, 3, 4. Center, inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the left for 4, 2, 3, 4. Please continue the same way. Inhale to the center. Gently exhale towards the right. Movement and breath come together. Inhaling back to the center as your inhalation reaches the end, the knees reach the center, and as the exhalation reaches the end, the knees reach the left. Do just a couple more on your own. Notice how short or long the breath is in this moment. Make this the last round. And next time you find the knees to the right, lower both knees to the right and settle there for a few breaths. You may need to move your hips slightly to the left to just find more space in your pelvis. And return to a natural breath as you settle there. Twists are a great opportunity to let things go in the body. They are great for letting all the toxins out, therefore creating space for more beautiful things to flow in the body. So see what you can let go of in this shape, in this moment, that could support you in having less obstacles or being able to deal with them better. Is there any tension? And with your next inhale, gently move towards the center again. Readjust the hips if you moved them to one side. And as you next exhale, lower the knees to the opposite side, to your left. And with the same kindness and softness, see if you can invite this squeezing out to take part in the body, perhaps in the breath, or even the mind, or even deeper. No need to do anything with the breath while you're on this side. Just let it flow naturally for another few rounds. And then please gently with your next inhalation return to the center. Give your knees a nice squeeze towards the chest. And let's warm up your belly a little bit. So as you next exhale, bring the head towards your knees. Bring the arms towards the sky or towards the diagonal wall. And as you inhale, lean back again, lower the arms towards the floor. Exhale, lean towards your knees, lift the arms up. And inhale to lower back, arms on either side of your body. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Same movement. Inhale to lower down. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Squeeze and come close. And inhale to release. 3 more times in your own breath. Exhale. Come a little closer to these knees. Squeeze the belly in, and as you inhale, relax to lower down. Lower the arms as well. Continue on your own. Make this the last round. Inhale to release all the way. And then cuddle these knees once more without lifting the head, and gently move right and left. And then back and forth so that you can start to come towards a tabletop position. So come to have your knees on the floor. If your knees are a little sensitive, keep the cushion. If the floor feels like it's actually good enough for you, then move them behind you. But for the first couple of exercises where we still use the knees, you can keep them. Tuck your toes under, palms underneath your shoulders, straight arms, straight spine. And as you next inhale, lift your knees off the floor for a moment and exhale to lower down again. Good. Inhale, lift your knees. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times the same. Inhale. And exhale. Can you maintain the same smooth, long breath as you next inhale to lift? And then as you exhale to lower down. Next inhalation, stay as you are. Exhale, lower your hips towards your heels. Make your toes flat on the floor. Good. Child's pose. Inhale forward to a tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes. Come to downward facing dog, hips back and up. Slow movement. Inhale to the front, tabletop for 4, 2, 3, 4. Untuck the toes, go back to your child's pose for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale to the front for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, downward facing dog for 4. Yes. Inhale, come forward. Slow, gentle movement. Exhale to your child's pose. Continue to move just like that. On inhalation, you find tabletop. On exhalation, you move to downward facing dog, and then next time around to child's pose. If your wrists are tired or they just don't want to go through this, you can also have the back of the wrists on the cushion, fingers on the floor, just to have a tiny little bit of elevation for ease. Or you can escape the downward facing dog and come back to child's pose on both rounds. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. 2 more just like that. As you find your next downward facing dog, really press that floor away, have the arms straight. The balls of your elbows looking inwards, not so much to the front. Some will have very flexible elbows, just don't let them turn forward. And when you need a little bit of movement, take that movement in your down dog. If you're ready to find stillness, then begin to ease the movement little by little until you can take one last breath in your downward facing dog. Please begin to move your hands towards your feet. If you still have a cushion on the way, move it out because it will start to bother you now. And stay in your forward fold for a breath or 2, reaching towards the floor. If the floor is too far, bend the knees. If it's still too far, bring the block under your fingers. And see what movements may be supporting, removing all the obstacles of the body in this shape. And how you can see these obstacles as opportunities to tap a little further. So if there is tension, feel the tension. And if the breath has changed shape, feel that breath. If your weight is more towards the heels or towards the toes, see how that is. Can you bring the weight to be equal both on feet and on heels and toes? And with your next inhalation, slowly begin to come up, all the way up, little by little, and stand in your mountain pose for just a breath or two. To feel long and how the spine is tall, how the arms can hang, how the shoulders can support you here. Inhale, lift your arms up, bend the knees towards your chair pose, sitting back. Exhale here. One more inhalation here, feel the posture. Are your feet in a supportive position? And with your next inhalation, lower the arms, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, find your chair pose again, arms up. Inhale here. Exhale, lean towards the floor. Keep the knees bent, perhaps straighten the legs as you reach down. Inhale, come all the way back to chair. Take an exhalation in your chair. And inhale to stand, lower the arms, straighten the legs. Inhale, lift the arms only. Exhale, sit in chair. Inhale, lift the chest a little more, find space. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, coming all the way up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower the arms. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, lift the arms for 4, 2, 3, 4. Sit in chair for 4. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4. Inhale here for 4, 2, 3, 4. Lean towards the floor for 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale here. 2, 3, 4. Exhale here. Good. Inhale all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release the arms. Exhale. Let's do the same slowly again. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, sit in your chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lean forward all the way towards the floor. Take a full breath here. Inhale here. See if the legs want to straighten at all, if the floor is close enough. Complete your exhalation here, and as you next inhale, begin to come all the way up, arms up. And exhale to stand. One last time the same. Inhale, lift the arms. 4, 2, 3, 4. Sit back for 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale here. Exhale, lower towards the floor. Good. And stay in your forward folds for a couple more breaths. Reaching towards the floor. Keeping the legs engaged, the head relaxed. Yes. Perhaps nod your chin or come all the head side to side just to soften the neck. One more breath in your forward folds. And with your next inhalation, start to come all the way up and find your chair with the knees bent, sitting back, arms up. And stay in your chair for 2 or 3 complete breaths. Let the breath be natural here. No need to count it, no need to create more difficulty in the shape. And please return to your mountain, standing straight, releasing the arms, eyes open or close. If they're open, keep the gaze soft. Take a big step so your right foot is forward, left foot is behind you. And see if the back heel can be on the floor, but your hips still facing forward, like your warrior 1 stance or your Parsvottanasana stance, just hips facing forward. Bring your right arm behind your low back, left arm comes all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. And exhale to lean your upper body parallel to the floor. Both legs stay straightish. Inhale to come all the way up again. And exhale to bend the right knee in this position. Inhale, straighten the leg, reaching up. 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lean forward for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale all the way up. 2, 3, 4. Bend the right knee for 4, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, lean parallel to the floor, legs straight. Reach forward. Inhale, come all the way up. And bend the knee for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Parallel to the floor for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once more. Inhale for 4. Come up. 2, 3, 4. Bend the knee for 5 or 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Inhale, straighten the leg. Come up. And exhale, lean forward. Straight legs for 6 or 5. Once you get there, see if that left arm can reach for the floor or the block. Option 1, you stay just like that. Return to a natural breath. Option 2, lift your right arm up and away from the floor towards the ceiling, coming into a twist. Another option here would be to step that left arm a little further forward and lift the back leg off the floor to come into a balancing twist. Whatever option serves you best in this moment, go for this one. Have a natural breath and stay for 2 more complete breaths of your own pace. See if that right arm can reach even further up before you release the posture. Step 1, to release the posture, lower the back foot, lower both the arms. Straighten that right leg once more because it will probably have bent, and lean towards your right leg. If you need to make the stance a little shorter, feel free to do that. Encourage that right hip to go backwards so that you find stability in the pelvis. Good. Take an inhalation, lift the head away, and exhale, step both the feet next to each other, back or forth. Take a forward fold for another breath or two. Place both your palms behind your low back facing outwards, bend both the knees, and inhale to gently come all the way up to stand. And release the arms. 3 breaths in your mountain pose. Natural breaths, grounding breaths. See how supportive the breath can be. How your feet feel here. And then step your right foot back, left one in the front. To create a similar shape on the other side, hips should face forward as much as possible. So they're underneath your shoulders, all facing to the front, right heel back. Good. Bring your left arm behind your low back, lift the right one up. And as you exhale, lean forward parallel to the floor, just to find that shape, see how it feels. Inhale to come all the way up again. Find the length, and as you exhale, bend the left knee. Good. Inhale, straighten the left knee for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lean forward for 4. That's it. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, left knee bends. Inhale for 4, straight up, arm reaching to the sky. Exhale, lean forward for 4. Inhale all the way up again. Find strength in both the legs. Exhale, bend the left knee. Upper body gently reaching up. Inhale for 4. Okay, let's introduce a 5 count. Can you lean forward for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale all the way up for 4. And bend the knee for 5. Inhale for 4. Come up, straight legs. Exhaling forward, perhaps for 5 or 6. Inhale all the way up one last time for 4. Bend the knee for 5 or 6. Good. Inhale in your own pace, come up. And as you next exhale, start reaching for the floor. As you calm down with that right arm, perhaps reaching for the block instead. Option 1, you stay just like you are. Keep the breath nice and grounded. Option 2, start lifting the left arm up away from the floor towards the ceiling. If you choose to go for the option where you balance on the front leg, step the right hand a little bit further forward for stability. And see if that right leg can come off the floor. Find groundedness and length through the standing leg and see how far this lifted arm can reach towards the floor. Can you have your crown all the way to the bottom of your foot into a straight line? Please stay 1 or 2 more breaths. When you're ready to lower the foot first. Then gently lower both the arms, and as you lower, notice how the left knee has bent for your safety. Start straightening that leg mindfully, little by little, reaching forwards and then down, but first forwards. Natural breath. With your next inhalation, lift the head away and looking forward, exhale, step both the feet next to each other. Take a little longer in this fold and see how the legs are starting to adjust to become more similar in their length and in their strength. Perhaps earlier when you took that fold, the legs felt very different from each other. And when you're ready, place both your hands on your low back, palms facing out. And as you inhale, bend the knees, come all the way up to standing and release the arms on either side. Let's take one long moment here, however many breaths it lasts for you. Please gently inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold towards the floor, slow folding all the way down. Inhale, half lift here. Exhale, step both your feet back. Find one plank position. Stay in that plank one breath or two, and when you feel ready, lower the knees to the ground and exhale to lower all the way down. Inhale to lift your chest away from the floor. And exhale to find your downward facing dog. Please hop your feet halfway through the mat. Take your block, place your feet on the block. Have your hands a little bit further forward, knees really close towards your armpits. And start playing with the idea of bringing these knees into the armpits and finding balance into your hands. Do you want to play with the idea of coming into a steady crow? It doesn't have to be the deepest variation of this shape you've ever done, but just come forward and see if balance can find its way when your breath is so steady and long. Or simply bring enough weight into the wrists to give them a nice stretch. Take one or two more breaths wherever you are, whether you are in crow or playing with the idea. And then lower the feet back down. Step the feet off the block. Come to sit onto your block into a nice squat for a moment. Palms in front of the chest, touching each other, and gently knees pressing onto the outer edges of the elbows. So is more the knees pressing your arms and the arms resisting this movement, rather than your arms trying to open the legs more? It's a conversation. Take 2-3 breaths here. See how it feels for you to get into a posture you would expect in a more energizing class, a more heated class. Three more breaths here. If you did put some pressure into your wrists, then just as you sit there, reverse into the back of the wrists. Give them a little bit of tension on the opposite side between the knees. So your elbows still stay on the inside, and just give them a little bit of the opposite stretch. Another breath or two. If another movement is required for these wrists to feel like they've got a little bit of your attention. And then slowly remove the block to the side, somewhere close to the hips so you can find it later. And come to lie on your belly for a couple more movements on the belly. Your head towards the center of the room so that we can see each other. Have the arms on either side. The backs of the palms on the floor. And just rest for a breath or two. Please place both your hands on your low back, palms facing out. And as you inhale, lift your head off the floor, perhaps the shoulders, perhaps a little bit of the chest. And as you exhale, gently lower down before the head touches the floor completely. Just a moment. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. 5 more in your own pace. Perhaps have that 4 count inhalation, 4 count exhalation. And for the final 1 or 2 rounds, if you want, lift the feet as well. Lift once more and either hold up in that same shape or bend the knees and grab your outer sides of your ankles. No need to go into a deep variation. It's more like a counter pose for all the forward folds we've done, for the twisting. And if you haven't already, release this posture as well. And come to take another little moment on the floor. Please stand upside down, still feet towards the wall, head towards the center. Put your feet on the floor so you can lift your hips off and place a block underneath your hips. You can stay with the knees bent and walk the feet towards the outer edges of your mat so the knees come closer together, like you're shy suddenly. Or you can walk the feet a little further away to create more of a stretch in the hip flexors in the front of the legs. Your choice. If you want to give your shoulders a little bit of a stretch too, then you can grab onto the bottom edge of your block underneath your hips and straighten the arms there as if you're trying to reach with one hand the other. So you are creating a little bit of a stretch in the arms, perhaps even walking the shoulders under, but you still have a lot of the support in the block of your weight. natural breath. Two more breaths here. Your own natural breaths. If you haven't already, bend the knees again, lift the hips off the floor so you can remove the block. And take a moment feeling how the hips are back on the floor. The last posture we will do before the last will be a twist. If you would rather not get up from this position, simply bend your knees and drop them to one side, just like we began. If you want to get a deeper variation of a twist, then come to a seated posture with your legs in front of you. Bring the right knee into the chest. Step it on top of the left one, perhaps lean a little bit towards that side so you can really bring it to the side. Step it on the outer edge of that left leg. If you want to bend the left knee as well, feel free to do so. Otherwise, stay with the left leg straight. And hug that right knee with your left arm, so the opposite arm, and look towards your right and even a little bit further back. Return to natural breath here. And for this posture, please do not work hard on getting any deeper or any further. Simply enjoy where your body is right now. And if there are still some obstacles in this shape, then use them once again as an opportunity to dive a little deeper into this experience in this body. One more breath. Inhale, return to the front. Give your knee a nice squeeze. Straighten the left leg if you did bend it. Straighten the right leg as well. Take a moment to adjust. And then start to begin the left knee, the left leg. Bring it close, step it over the right thigh on the outside. See if that right leg is happy being straight, or if you would rather bend it and bring the heel under the opposite butt cheek. Begin to turn towards your left, bringing that right arm to either hug the knee or support itself in the twist on the outer edge. Left arm behind you, find length in the spine and begin to settle in this posture too. Natural breath. Using obstacles as opportunities. Last breath here. Inhale to return to center. Give your knee a nice squeeze. And if you're still on the floor, then simply hug your knees in. If you're seated, then lower your upper body towards your legs into your forward fold, your Paschimottanasana. Option 1, you stay just like that, leaning forward, hugging the legs in. If you want to make this more energetic, you can take a couple of breaths to inhale, lengthen, come a little bit further out and exhale, get deeper again. But eventually do settle. We want to take this fold as a grounded posture, as an opportunity to really settle the mind. Three more breaths. Then gently release this posture and come all the way to lie down once more. And begin your Shavasana by noticing the breath once again. You don't have to make the noticing too intellectual. It doesn't have to be noticed to the point where you know exactly how many counts you inhale, exactly how many counts you exhale, how deep, how shallow. Just feel the breath. And then gently release even that. So you can simply give yourself some time to just be. No need to know or do or pay attention to anything. Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yogini Rashi Rupenam Devim Mantra Mayam Naumi Matrikampeta Rupenam Ganesha Graha Nakshatra Yogini Rashi Rupinim Devim mantra mayem naumi Matrikam peta rupinim Ganesha graha nakshatra Yogini rashi rupinim Devim mantra mayem naumi Matrikam peta rupinim. I pray to the Divine Mother, who, identical to Ganesha, is the ruler of the planets, the constellation, and the ways of karma. A mantra to inspire and empower, to open to knowledge, wisdom of the yogic tradition. And if that at all feels like another little stone into softening or removing obstacles, then take a couple more breaths to breathe that through. Or invite another word or picture or idea or melody. And breathe that instead. Take a couple fuller breaths so they start to create movement in the body, perhaps the belly first, perhaps the toes or the fingers, perhaps other parts. And then in your own way, begin to deepen these movements, create a little more, and come to find a comfortable seat so we can take another few minutes in meditation after practice to see how that may feel different for you. So please make your setup once again nice and comfy and close down the eyes. Return to your three-part breath or yogic breath or your alternate nostril breathing. So see whichever one of the two feels more appropriate for you right now. Often movement removes the obstacle of tension in the body, and meditation can feel a little easier just because the pelvis is a little more open, the shoulders more relaxed. So see if your body is supporting you in pranayama, If you find other obstacles like blocked noses and things like that, then bear with them. They will open or use a different technique. Please release your breathing technique and return to a natural flow of breath if you haven't already. Make a little investigation by bringing your attention to the middle of your head pretty much, and see if that brings you quiet and ease. And very gently lower from this spot towards the throat, and see if perhaps the energies of the throat are more supportive for you or less. Just notice. And from behind the collarbones, very gently descend towards the heart. And see if you can find other qualities more or less supportive in the heart. What about a little further down on the heart? The beginning of the stomach. And the belly, how does it feel? Just sink into the belly. Or anywhere in the pelvis. Is there any spot in your pelvis? So please choose your favorite out of all these spots. Or if there is another one you already know works better for you, then please pick that spot where you find you can just sink a little bit deeper, just one step closer to where you would point at if you said I, me. Where there would be even one less obstacle to feeling me. And from that spot, if you wish, join me for another round of Jai Ganesha before we close this class. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha. So Ganesha for you may not be some outside God, but may specifically just be that connection to the me, where whenever you feel challenged or bombarded by obstacles, that connection can really support you remove most of them. So take another couple of breaths to honor that connection, whether you give it any name or simply feel it as a connection. And let's close with an Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Exhale completely. Inhale. Sigh out. Inhale for an Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.